Hey guys, it's you Kitty with a news update. For all of you who weren't able to make it to ComicCon, don't fret. There is great news. Vess has some books left from the convention. So she put together an exclusive limited supply bundle for all of the first Celestial Pulse fans. So, if you want to get your copies of issues 1 and 2 signed, along with some exclusive prints and a free trinket, send a message to vesenialindsay@gmail.com. Celestial Pulse Comic Con Signature Bundle for $20 plus shipping.
Hey guys, this is Vess, and today we're starting a new concept, well, a new episode, and it's going to be called Manga in the Making. So I'm going to teach you guys how to create your own manga. What do you do? What is the main core of making your manga, and how to get it started, and where to go farther from that, and etc. etc. So, I'm a little sick, guys, so please bear with me. And this first episode is going to be based on where to start. How do we start this manga? How do we build a concept? Do we build it on characters? Do we build it on story? Do we build it on just a general idea? Like, where does manga, how do you start off your manga? How do you start off your comic? So, uh, you all might know, but I make my own comics. This is Celestial Pulse. I still got issue 1 and 2, so if you guys want to get your bundles, please get them today or they will run out. um, so, yeah, basically, how do we start it? How do we get it from a story, like just a plain old story, to something that is printed and everybody's watching it, everybody's following it, everybody's loving it? So, the first thing we want to think about is we want to think about, why are we creating this comic? What's the reason of telling the story? Why do you think the story is important to tell people? Or would anybody like it? You know, you have to think of that main thing. But the first thing you have to start off with is an idea, a concept. Something that you thought of. When I was 14, I was thinking about fantasy, trying to get out of the real world. It was basically a way for me to vent. So, I'm going to show you guys something. And it's basically my first book. So, this was my first book. I drew panels. I didn't have a story. I had a story, but I just had a general idea of what I wanted. So it's like I was just drawing it. I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't processing it on paper, like writing my story out, nothing. I just jumped right into the art making. And a lot of you guys would be doing this. If you're making your comic, you will be just jumping into the story thinking that that's the right way. And tell you the truth, I feel like it is in a way, because you get the basic concept of your story. You get the idea of what you want to create in your story. So the only problem that is bad with this type of way is the fact that you're gonna draw this beautiful art. Like, this art is gonna be beautiful, and the only thing that's messing you up is that the story might have loopholes. It might go a different direction. It might not even go in the direction that you want it to go. So you're sitting here rewriting it, and that's the bad part of creating your first comic. So what you do want to do is you want to build off of the idea of what your story is. Like, my story is about Fuji, the Three Kingdoms. She sees Vincent in her dreams, and he comes out of he comes to the real world. He attacks her, and she realizes that she did something in her past that might destroy the kingdoms. So, the union between the kingdoms. So the reason why I felt like the story was important was because I wanted to have a little bit of mystery, love, different type of genres in one, and have people think. I wanted people to be thinking. I wanted people to get confused and love my characters and stuff. So this is why I came up with this story, and I felt like it was something that was good to tell. Maybe with me writing it, people might see some type of values I have of myself when I choose Fuji. Fuji's like my alter ego. So with some of the ways that she is and her personality, maybe people will learn from her like what not to do. um but my thing is, if you have a basic concept, like a general concept of what you want your manga to be, I feel like that's where you will start. And then you start asking yourself these questions. Why am I making this? Why do I feel like it's important to tell people, or is it important for people to know? Or if it's not important and it's just an scapegoat, like, think of the fantasy behind the fantasy. um, Now, when you already at this stage where you made your comic and it's not the way you guys wanted it, and you're doing a rewrite, what my husband made me do was actually type out my story. Like, I literally have my story typed out on a whole bunch of pages, and then when I feel like the story would come together and it doesn't come together, I will write notes. So I am continuously writing notes. I'm continuously rewriting certain type of stages. But a good thing that we did create was it's called the chart. So I have this thing in my notepad because I do all my drawings, like my concept drawings, in a sketch pad. So when you guys see me doing my sketches and everything digitally, just know that I have a basic concept. So yeah, I make a chart. This is my chart. This is what I go by. This is what begins the story, what's the climax of the story, what's the end of the story. And this is what keeps me from not having loopholes. And this is what you want to have. You want to have a basic concept, a basic idea of where your story begins, where your story has the climax, what's going on in the story, if it's political stuff that is important into your story. All that will be written in your basic chart. And then what you want to have is the end of your story, what's going on towards the end. What I also even have like the reason behind my story in here, so that I do not fall in that loophole and have people asking questions like, oh, you started this, why you didn't finish it? Like I know me and my husband, we do not fancy Chibots a lot because they had a good concept, but they never really touched it. And that's the thing. You want to have your good concept and always touch that concept. You don't want to leave your readers confused, like, hey, what's going on here? She was talking about one thing and now she's talking about another. You don't want to fall in that. You want to always start it and then finish it. You don't want to just ramble off into something else. Another good thing is I also write my personalities in a chart too. So like if I have one character, I will write his personalities on the side of him and what he should be like, or what he should do, how his posture is, how he is as a person. And we're just starting off with the story. So, the first thing we're starting off is with story. And yes, you need to write your chart. You need to have at least an idea. But first you need to have an idea. Then you write your chart, like what's going on in the story. Where does it start? What's the climaxes? Like, what's going on inside the story, and then what's your end, so that you know where you're taking your story. Then the next process is writing out your story in a script. So that's this little guy right here. You're writing your story out in a script, in a Word document, in a a notepad in your computer, you're writing it down in a notepad in real life with paper, you're writing these ideas down so that you don't get yourself, all over the place. Um, so that's, a couple of things that you want to do for starting off your comic. I know I've been rambling off for a while, and it's like, whoa, she's coming out of nowhere. But yeah, so we want to have our little chart. Maybe I'll make one right here. And the first one is have your concept, meaning what is your story about? Then your second one would be where are you taking your story? So it's your chart. What is going on? Your conflicts, your your plot, everything that you feel that is going to happen in the story, put it in the chart. Make it like what I have here is Vincent comes after Fuji. That's in here. So, you want to have that, you want to have what is going on. The third thing is you want to start writing your script. You want to start getting this guy out. You want to start writing your dialogue. Like Fuji said, this, and Aiden said that, and Vincent said that, and they're doing this, and the settings change. That's gonna help you with the second part of this lovely video, which is panel breaking and stuff like that. Maybe. I'm still coming up with this off the fly because I want to teach people the right way, because I did it the wrong. I feel like I did it the right way but the wrong way at the same time. So first thing, concept. Second thing, chart. Third thing, dialogue. You want to have your dialogue and bring your chart together into one happy story or tragic story, whatever story you are choosing. And then it goes on to the next step, which is basic panel layouts and everything like that. With panel layouts, the script will help you with creating that. The script will help you with what goes on next, and the script will help you figure out what parts is to stop at. Like I like to have a climax in the end of all my issues. So the script will help you with having your climax in the issues. Like if you want a climax in every issue, you will always find that climax because you're writing this dialogue out. You're making this story come to life. So if you guys have any other questions, like on what is the basic concept of coming up with your story, if I missed anything that you have questions about, please let me know in the comments below and I will definitely get back to you. If I can go ahead and make a video on it, and if I can explain it to you better in writing, I will do that too. I do want to make this more of an intimate type of way so that you guys can be able to get your questions out to me so that I can know what I should talk about in the next couple of episodes that's to come of making and creating your own manga. So this series will be called Manga in the Making. So yeah, we're gonna make this a thing and see where it takes us. See if you guys learn anything and actually gain some inspiration on creating your manga, because if you have a story to tell, you need to tell that story. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to tell that story and get it out there. So that's it for today's video. It was pretty much a lot of me talking, but I hope that you guys did enjoy it and you guys did learn a little bit about it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any questions or anything about Manga in the Making, like what's going on with how to make your manga. And I will be back with you guys with some more videos on how to make your own manga. And I'm gonna say thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking and sharing, and please share if you have some friends that are having manga problems. And thank you so much for watching and being so supportive. Thank you so much again, and have an amazing rest of the day. Bye bye.